minutes since they said, told them that they have 10 minutes to leave the area. So, probably any minute now they're going to come out of the fence and start arresting people, I assume. Oh, they're throwing stuff over the fence. Lots of stuff. You can't really see it from... I'm going to go to the other guy's angle because you can't see crap from this angle. The other one, you can see they're lobbing stuff over the fence right now.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance, covering the peaceful protests out in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen, for the young man by the name of Daunte Wright. They out here peaceful protesting. They was just told they had 2 minutes to disperse.
10 minutes ago. He said that same thing 10 minutes ago.
They was just told a few minutes ago that they were supposed to disperse the area. If not, they'll be marching on through. Volume is low on this feed, but y'all can get a good visual on what's going on. I'm going to be switching back and forth. In the meanwhile, let me get some shout-outs. Shout-outs to 357 Sig Beats 9mm. What up, bro? Level Wise to see what's going on. Mike Jones. Wobbly Boost. OG Perfect Sense. Dragon ET, what up, bro? Becky Woodridge. Shout outs Mike Jones. Nah, I didn't get no email, bro. Shout outs to Cass Valrez. Frank Smith. So far, ladies and gentlemen, we got a peaceful protest going on. People standing out in public, rallying. Well, there are things being thrown. I'm sorry. I do see things being thrown like water bottles. So it looks like they're trying to, a riot may trigger off. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, keep note of the people in the crowd. Cop just got hit by a water bottle. Keep note of the people and the groups in the crowd that are throwing these things. Take a mental note on that. Shout outs to iSky 007. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. 10 miles outside of Minneapolis. About 10 miles from where George Floyd was murdered. Jason C., what up, bro? Maybach Mel.
Oh, fancy seeing you here. Moving on. Get ready to go.
Trying to find the best coverage for y'all. So as I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the police have warned them that they need to clear the area. You can see bottles being thrown, bottles of water being thrown at the police. I want you guys to take a mental note on, the groups and people that are throwing these things. Okay. Shout outs Big Will. What up, bro? Renetta Williams. Got the queen in the house all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Hey, Renetta. Jack Grinder. The volume on the feed is low, ladies and gentlemen, but you are getting a good visual of what's going on. Flash bombs are being deployed. He just said it's about to take off. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Try and find another feed for y'all. If I can find a better feed. But if not, I'll keep it on this one. Free Church Press, Terry Lee, what's going on? Uncle Almas, what's going on? Shout outs all the way from Germany. This feed right here is brought to you by American Madhouse. Shout outs to American Madhouse. They just let off flash bombs. I see you, Level Eyes. It's a lot of streaming going on in the area, so I would assume it's going to be a lot of buffering. This is brought to you by NDN Collective, ladies and gentlemen. NDN Collective. They're buffering, so I'm going to switch over.
process, which will be an additional crime.
So they just told them, ladies and gentlemen, that if they continue to stay out there, they will be arrested and charged with additional crimes.
Got ACAB coming through. This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You're in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.
Shout outs unknown, Mike Ramirez.
These are lawful behavior. This person needs to will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the process, which will be an additional crime. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna find you. Computers. Yeah, I have that issue sometimes too.
They look like they're arresting people.
Saying the media has to leave now too.
Shout out CB.
Whoa. The other stream I was watching like turned on his night vision or something. It's all green. So they come out of the fence now.
Sound like here's some weapons being deployed.
Well, it does seem like they managed to disperse the crowd fairly effectively without tear gas. So. CNN dude's already on a private jet back home. Got a black and white account on camera. Say cops are racist, trouble, but yeah, rape journalists. What is that? Chicken or what is that? Is it some kind of pepper spray thing? What the heck was that? That was weird. They're not allowed to. I've never seen something like that. That must technically not be tear gas, I guess. Some other kind of a chemical dispersant type thing.
Pictures of Brandy Norwood.
Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, you must leave the area. Media and press, leave the area now. Yeah, well, they use the leaf. I know they use the leaf blowers for the tear gas. There was one moment yesterday where it seemed like actually one of the guys in the leaf blower was he was pretty effective at like getting the clouds of gas away. Like there was protesters were like cheering him and stuff. But now I don't know. Maybe they didn't get the memo, but from what I heard, I believe it was the city council. They declared that what does that look like? But they declared at least that I think they can't use tear gas or rubber bullets. The residential buildings. Well, see, that's part of the reason they probably have to disperse these crowds, because that's what Net 7 was talking about. Like, why would they do the curfews? It's going to antagonize it. You can't have, if those are residential buildings, you can't have these crowds out here all night, causing a ruckus, making noise, causing a disturbance. Like, people are, like you said, living in those buildings. They're trying to sleep, possibly work if they're still working from home. I don't know. It's always kind of ominous whenever the cops are like chanting in unison like that. Somebody's putting on a fireworks show. None of the media I'm watching anyways, listening to these guys, they're all still out there. Well, it's actually one of them, he's walked around the corner to like some kind of storage.
Yeah, they telling the media they gotta leave the area, y'all. They're telling the media they got to leave the area. Shout out to Eddie Joe Coleman. Shout out to Kevin Braniarski. Shout out to Losus Crum.
Yeah, forget the Lakers. I think the thing that the only thing I've ever come up with on the umbrellas was they I guess they're from beanbags maybe. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior in this person or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
They call me peace officer.
Shout out to Lake and Lisa Speed. Hollywood Jones, what up, bro? DJ K. The Party, what's going on? Checking out this rally / maybe turn into police brutality in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. I do have to admit that I did see people throwing bottles. I tried to get everybody to take a mental note on what groups are doing this. You know, try to keep your eyes open as much as you can.
January 6th, play carriers with pretense for labeling someone a domestic terrorist. Is that you talking about when they rioted the Capitol, right? Yeah, like I don't know. The other thing I heard yesterday, I just remembered for umbrellas, because I'd always thought it was beanbags, maybe rubber bullets, even though I don't think it's stop rubber bullets. But I think it was Ned or someone in the chat that said they also use the umbrellas to kind of conceal whatever it is they're doing. So maybe they're like, I don't know, lighting firecrackers or cutting something or whatever they're doing. They just use them to kind of hide their activities. Well, there's people up there in their apartment, like peeking out the window. Those poor people. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, sure, man. I'll send you a link on Twitter. Just give me a minute here.
Shout out Mike Jones. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out Lake Speed. Appreciate you, bro. Shout outs privacy equals freedom.
Obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. These cops think they're at war.
Shout out Sharon K.
You can't say they're all peacefully assembled when they're vandalizing things, throwing stuff at cops. I don't know if there's been any looting today, but I'm sure there's been more vandalism. Hey, what's up, man?
Is that working?
Yeah, I think I can hear you.
Is that working?
Shout outs 901 Don Diva. This is definitely live. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
Hey, what's up, dude?
It started as a rally for Daunte Wright, who was killed 2
So
days
what do you
ago.
think about all this?
1 second. I can't.
This is for Daunte Wright, who was killed 2 days ago by a Brooklyn Center police officer, I believe. Brooklyn Center police officer. She has now resigned, and this is the rally that they started out a couple hours for him. Now the police are telling them that they need to disperse, clear the area, and if they don't, they will be arrested and additional charges will be brought forth.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what's up, man?
Oh, not too much. Just was looking for a stream to listen to or
Got you, Mike Jones.
Some shit. I'm like 40 minutes south of everything right now, and it's fucking wild. Just got off work a while ago. And follow George Floyd stuff all year last year.
Oh, yeah. That was around the time I started this channel, and I basically did the same thing during those. That's kind of how I got into watching these riot streams on here. Because I was watching that one, and then it went a lot.
Shout out to Mike Jones for giving me that information on Potter, Officer Potter, 48 years old. I put the information on the screen. I don't think Mike Jones seen me when I put it up there, but I'm going to read it to you guys as well. Potter, 48, was with the Brooklyn Center Police Department for 26 years, according to the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. She joined the department in '95, according to the Star Tribune newspaper in Minneapolis. She served as the police union's president in 2019, had been on the department's negotiation team, and worked as field training officer, the Tribune reported. Wow. She was placed on administrative leave after Sunday's shooting. The BCA said additional personnel information is not public under state law during the investigation of the shooting. A county attorney's report states this was not Potter's first time dealing with aftermath of a police officer shooting someone. In 2019, police fatally shot a man who was threatening his grandfather with a knife and hammer. The use of deadly force by police in that incident was ruled lawful, the report states. It was ruled lawful. In accordance with Brooklyn Center Police Department policies, Potter, who not present at the time of the shooting, gave instructions to the two officers involved in the shooting to get into different police cars, turn off their body cameras, and not speak to each other. That's crazy.
You know, it was fucking just, it was brutal. I mean, but at this point, like now we're here, and because nobody could tell the truth, all the opportunities they had. I mean, you look at George Floyd; he had over a dozen opportunities to not end up in that situation.
Yeah, it's always something like that, resisting, or in certain cases, I watched a protest in Detroit where literally they only carried on for like a day, but literally when the video came out, the guy was shooting a gun at the police, like point blank, actively shooting, when they tackled him to the ground, and then he was still shooting, and then they shot him. And people protested that. It's like, dude, these people don't care.
Oh, there was, like in August, I think last year, that guy, maybe it's the same year, this was in Minneapolis too, the guy shot someone and took off running from the cops, and they caught him in a parking garage and cornered him, and he just offed himself, and look as fast as like this bullshit spreads. It's fake narrative, framing, just actually like fabrication, completely fabricated stories.
It's like mass hysteria or something.
They were riding that night on like Nicollet Mall, which is the nice main drag of like Minneapolis, and there's no stopping it. The misinformation, or I hate that word honestly, but like just have like already spread. There's no stopping it. Now you have a riot to deal with, and the optics of a riot never turned out good for cops or the bad guys. But like, I mean, it's not so clear that the cops are the good guys when I say they're the bad guys. But like,
yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause you said you're an ANCAP, so I feel like you guys aren't very pro-police either.
Right? No, I'm not. I mean, ideally, in my mind, ideally, you just at the very least decriminalize self-defense. You allow people to defend their property. I mean, it shouldn't have to be, like Minnesota, you have to show that you were stopped, and there was no way you could escape in order to shoot someone. I believe that's like there's a lot of gray area there even, but I believe that's what it is in Minnesota.
It's kind of weird, because I was assuming since you were an ANCAP, I thought you might have came over from Kevin's channel, because he did, this other guy I know, he's a neoconservative, and he did a bunch of debates with him at one point. And then I ended up talked to one ANCAP on this channel. I forget what his name was. Keith Knight.
Oh, wow, yeah. Keith Knight, don't tread on anyone.
Yeah, don't tread on anyone, yeah. And so I was wondering, I was like, maybe you found it through that, but you just randomly searched it up. But yeah, I talked with him, and his whole thing was like, he was anti, like, the state police and stuff. And we didn't really talk much about cops, but he talked about having like a privatized, or like a justice system, like competing court systems and like competing like for-profit police systems type of thing. So it was more like privatized, like corporate kind of police where you can like pick your. It was weird, and he was he was honest. He's like, I don't have all the answers about exactly how that would work or anything. He's just like, I think something like that would be better than what we have now.
Exactly. I've had some ideas. That's what people always say right away. What about the police? The roads of the police. And it's like, the police. It's like, is this working great right now? I mean, you'd have to tell me why this is so great that we would never want to give it up. That would be the first thing. You'd have to explain why this is so valuable, what we have. But I mean, I look at it as like, you could have, if that's the first thing that everybody you say you want to get rid of the government to, if that's the first thing they're worried about, why wouldn't a wealthy person establish some sort of a business, like, taking care of that? Like, you could, it doesn't, people are like, you can afford, private security or whatever. It's like, no, who needs that? How many people actually are worried about being kidnapped every day? And, it's kind of like if you just had someone that calls you every day, and then
shout outs to Seb.
Every day just to make sure you're okay. And if you don't answer, they'll call the next person. And maybe if you're a little more concerned, you can have them knock on your door once a day. If you're more concerned than that, you can have personal contact with them once a day. All the way up to, okay, I have a security guard or a team of security guards traveling with me at all times. If I'm someone valuable, wealthy person who could potentially be targeted. But most people don't have, how often do you encounter like police in a year? On average.
Yeah, maybe once.
And I understand that people often think it would be different because, if there is no police, then people are going to think they can get away with it. But that's not automatically true, because if there's no police, people are self-defense is up to the person who's on the defense. And if you start getting stories around town of, Tyrone tried to steal a purse and the lady pulled out a gun and shot her. No, Tyrone didn't just go to get fingerprinted and released. Tyrone was missing his arm. It kind of resonates with people a little more, and it's like, that is actually worse than book and release and go and do the same thing tomorrow. Or, maybe Tyrone got killed. Maybe she shot and killed him. I mean, that shit is a little bit more potent than, if I get caught, geez, I'll have to go to the police department and be out in a half hour up. Oh, man.
Always Tyrone.
Tyrone, Jeff, Steve. It could be anyone, What's this character doing here?
I don't know, man. He's spazzing out, I guess. He's standing up for justice. He's sitting down for justice, I should say.
I mean, what percentage of this mob has some sort of, I don't know, psychological issue or mental issue that does that?
I don't know. I don't think that they're all insane. I guess you could put it in one way that it's kind of resembles mass hysteria in a way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like this isn't the way you change things right here.
Yeah, there was a book, I haven't read it yet, I kind of want to, it's by Douglas Murray. I've seen things he talked about called Madness of Crowds. I kind of want to read that. I've seen him do talks on it, I haven't read it yet. But I know he talks about some of this stuff. I think he talks a lot about transgender stuff too.
Sure, and I think the change you do achieve out of something like this comes from either manipulating people or scaring people. And is that the kind of change you want to enact? Is that okay? I don't think so. Well, to terrorize a neighborhood into police department is wrong.
This is all over here.
It literally was an accident, and seriously unfortunate, and honestly,
that's what I'm thinking the answer is better training or better funding so that you're not hiring people like that are doing it. To me, I don't know. I find it hard. I was watching the body cam, and I get, things can be intense, whatever. That didn't seem that intense to me. But if you're a cop, especially, this is your service weapon. It looks like either a Glock 19 or a Glock 17. Probably fully loaded. You can't tell the difference just feeling it. Just how it feels in your hand, the weight difference, the shape of it between that and your taser. I can't imagine.
I can't imagine they make it look anything alike.
They don't look at all. The taser's bright yellow.
The more I watched it, I kind of felt like she drew just out of habit. It's hard to tell whether she was telling the other guy to tase him, and then out of instinct, she just pulled it,
What she said was, I'm going to tase you. Oh, now they're rushing him out.
Well, they moving in, y'all.
She said, I'm going to tase you. And then she
They
yelled,
moving in.
Taser, which is what you yell before you tase someone, so you let your fellow officers know you're about to deploy a taser.
Okay.
And you let the suspect know. And so she definitely did everything like she had a taser. It's just obvious that she had a gun. It's just weird.
This to me it's a very similar to Shonen, because obviously Shonen. I don't like the idea of the state kneeling on my neck, but I also see that George Floyd had 12 opportunities to not have that happen, and in the end he requested it to happen. So. And that doesn't just happen. That's something that does not just happen. And this is someone that I hate this state. I hate that. But it's dude, his buddy tried to hide things with Floyd. The kid behind the counter is coming up. This is fake. His buddy goes over to George Floyd and Cameron gives it to him. It says, here, the guy's conclusion. And, George Floyd, that's number one. Then he goes up to the counter and he actually goes for the scam. And he pulls it off. Until a minute later, the kid's like, dude, this is fake. I need you to give me a different 20 or give me the stakes back, and I'll give you your change back or whatever, And he's like, no, that ain't happening. So that's chance number 3. Then he goes out and sits in his car, and he sat in his car for a while, long enough for the cops to show up. So I'm guessing, having lived this lifestyle before, probably was breaking down a line or something. Or
he fell asleep, apparently. Is what
okay.
the witness that testified today was the girl that was in the car with him. And this was reported by other people too, is that he passed out in the car.
Yeah. So
and like in between, he was passed out before the kids came and talked to him. They tried to wake him up. He barely came through. Didn't really say anything. Then he passed out again, and then only woke up again once the cops there. And then once he woke up and saw the cops, he started freaking out.
Yeah.
Which is why they detained him. Because at first they were just going to talk to him, you know, like $20 bills to pay.
Oh shit!
And cigarettes. And then he woke up and was like freaking out, like, "Don't kill me! Oh my god, I don't want to die!" And they're like, "What is wrong with you, dude?" And like the other two in the car, which apparently was his drug dealer and the girl, his ex-girlfriend, I guess. They were acting pretty normal. They were just like, "I don't know what's wrong with him. He's crazy," like something like that.
We got Sean Bosley in the string. He claims to be the majority. He's in here talking a little snip snap. How you doing, Sean? The majority, huh? I can't tell. Take off that dirty ass white beater and watch your ass.
Or you don't know what you're getting from people. And sometimes you get sick from it. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's way stronger than you're expected. And you OD. And sometimes you get lucky and, you know, someone saves you or you wake up or whatever. But, like, yeah, they were living a rough, shitty life. It was sad, but it's just, it was so avoidable. It was so avoidable. And a dozen times he had the opportunity to avoid this, you know, and he didn't deserve to die. Nobody's making the claim that, yeah, you deserve to die if you testify for it. Nobody's claiming that. So that little dumb thing that people use, you know, oh, he existed, so he deserved to be killed. No, he didn't, okay? But when he's kneeling under it, that crowd is freaking out, and he definitely, what I think happened is he felt him quit breathing underneath his knee, and
Sean Bosley, I think you got on the wrong bus. Next one comes in 15.
Oh, he told me to get off of it. I didn't get off of it, and now he's not breathing. Now I definitely can't get off of it and start doing CPR, or they're gonna, that won't cheer them up, I'll put it that way.
Stream here. Let's see if I can get it back on. There it goes. Guys' connection on the stream is starting to get a little sketchy.
I've heard of this StreamYard before, but I didn't realize it was this simple.
Oh yeah, it's super easy. It's free too. So like you could literally, like the version I have the paid. I used the free version for like a couple months, and then I bought the paid version. So it has some more features and stuff, and you can, you know, it gets the logo away, it has a couple of extra features, and there's no time limit. So like the free version, it's like 20 hours a month, which I never went over, and then that's initially why I ended up buying it. At one point I went over.
I gotcha. How much does that cost?
I don't remember. There was like a monthly price. I bought the year version.
Okay.
I want to say it was like $10 or maybe $20 a month for the year. So it's probably like, it might have been like $200 for the year. I can't remember.
Okay, that's reasonable.
It wasn't like insanely expensive, but it is. You know, they have a free version, basically just as good that I used. Let me see if I can find this. So if you can set up a YouTube channel, you can get StreamYard and just stream now. That's super easy. Like I still do YouTube videos, like regular pre-recorded, edited ones, but I don't do it as much anymore because it just.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have no audio on this feed. I'm going to try to find another one. Shout out to everybody in the stream. We got, who we got in here? We got Andy Orr in here. He said, we don't take the bus, bro. We have cars. And we got his boy, Sean Bosley. These two are, you know, I guess they in here trolling a little bit. That's all right. Welcome, you guys. I haven't had trolls in my stream in a while. Kind of miss you guys. I'm going to try to find another feed. Something with volume. But you guys continue to pay attention. while I navigate. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are watching the Daunte Wright rally. Started off as a rally. Now it's look like it's becoming forceful on the police side. They told them to disperse, told them to clear the area. They're still out there, so I have no idea what's going to happen. I can assume what's going to happen. From my experience, they will eventually move in and arrest as many as they can, but their plan is to clear the streets. And they also ask media to get out the way as well.
I've read that people have worked with this person in the past, encountered, and they sort of know her as an avid racist. So they do not believe that people who know her, well, the one person that I've read who knows her specifically does not believe that it's an accident. So, like, with a lot of the community also feel the same. And so, Kim Potter's it was named yesterday, last night. Go back to Sunday, 2 p.m. Police killed Daunte. They left his body out for about 6 hours. Many people gathered. The 2 police cars were sort of smashed up a little bit. And shot them.
I can only imagine what that audio was like. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Still trying to find more feeds to bring to y'all from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. This is the Brooklyn Center rally for Daunte Wright.
So they left Dante's body out on the street. Well, he was shot while he was in his car. His car rolled away up to the next block by 63rd and Capitol. From 63rd and Capitol, they like, I think he got out of the car, they pulled him out of the car, tried to assassinate him possibly. I think he passed away. Bring it like this way. Right now, it's 63rd and Capitol is like this. It was created by the Thunder Street, the first collector. Only thing I just said is that's moving again. They wasn't the other. Yeah, he struck that. Oh, it's out there. We all get shot out here. Nothing like that. Yeah, I know they about to check it. Some social life again. Do I want hand? I just warm up though. Told you to stay back home. And this is again because the police killed somebody, a 20-year-old. So the whole community has now faced a lot of consequence from Kim Potter's actions. We'll see if Kim Potter faces consequence from her actions. But right now, from what I know, is she's getting heavily protected at her home in a plush suburb.
unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior, this person will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, conducting legal process, which will be an additional crime.
I think I just said that. I just said that it's on Santa Fe County. Mike Freeman to press charges on King Potter. I think that's wrong. I think it's Washington County. And she's a training officer. And she supposedly made the life-taking mistake of pulling a gun instead of a taser. People are out here because of that. Not because they want to be, not because it's cold and they're like, yeah, I want to spend some time outside in the cold. No, because...
Shout outs to Ram J. Chiang Mai.
Police. This is a gentleman who was also sitting there before the police rushed first. On the last rush. So again, those are I'm not really sure what they're called, but they shoot them in the sky. They shot them in the sky at this apartment building for the last 2 nights numerous times. Like over and over and over and over and over again.
Shout outs Funny Guy 713.
People are screaming from another apartment building across the street from inside their apartment at the police. Again, this is the police response to a community traumatized by the police actions. The police have just reacted with more and more violence and more aggression and more repression. And again, as we're talking about Kim Potter, she is being heavily protected, as I mentioned, in her plush suburb of Champlin. She has barricades and fences and around-the-clock police now protecting her house. She was placed on administrative leave. So there's just people like looking through the fence every now and then. They might do some things, and the police are reacting to that. So again, Kim Potter.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol on a violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Yeah, you need to leave the area. Be at front. Leave the area and turn.
The things that they shoot are like flashbangs that explode in the sky. In a way, it's like diversion devices. Not the ones that they were shooting earlier, though, yesterday and the day before. Those are specific diversion devices and like a little aluminum type of cylinder. I'm scared that this gentleman is going to get nabbed up very soon. It's likely going to happen. But we'll see. Hopefully not. Police made a lot of arrests the last couple of nights. There was 40 arrests yesterday.
Shout out Stop Injustice.
one of the sheriff's SWAT squads, probably in Nova County, I'm not sure.
Hit the link, Sean Bosley. I'll be your Huckleberry. Yeah, that's what I thought, Sean Bosley. You don't want to be vocal. You just want to be a gangster type writer. It's cool, Sean. You can be gangster in the chat. But see what we do over here in the Resistance channel, we get gangster with each other face to face, okay? We talk about it, we bring it up, and we deal with it. But we understand that you're here to just disrupt. We know you're here to disrupt, but we too squatted up. We too deep in the stream for you to disrupt any of us. Your entertainment, bro. Appreciate you. You done with that shit, man? Y'all know the Senior Booking Center was funded by fucking KKK. Remember? Y'all know that shit? Shout outs to Alicia.
You're in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease...
Computer thug. Sean Bosley is a computer thug. Yeah.
These officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
What are you saying?
Sean Bosley is a computer thug.
Media and press, leave the area now.
Brooklyn Center was founded by KK member Earl Brown.
Here goes boy Andy Orr swinging from his balls. Nutsack Klinger. I'm sorry, Andy Orr and Sean Bosley. Don't remember sending you an invite.
Shooting more rounds. I can't zoom in much. We have some.
Yeah, I pretty much figured that one, Mike Jones.
What's the screen though?
I wanted them to think that it was two, though.
What exactly you all see, so I'm trying to keep this a wide screen. Apologies for that. Because if you can imagine, everything is upside down for me on the screen. So we'll get that fixed for tomorrow. Either way, this is Nico from Unicorn Riot. We're here live on Humboldt Ave, 60, Humboldt Avenue, yes. Very close to the police station. The police have moved up about half a block, pushed a lot of the protesters back. It's about the same exact formation as they did yesterday, where they're going to push people back to the gas stations, fortify and secure the area. That's what they called it. They make arrests along the way. They've been clear to say that media are not exempt from this unlawful assembly. Yesterday they detained 2 media members, at least. I was one of them for a very brief moment. Louis Tran was another. Again, it's not about media. This is about people seeking justice.
Come on, Sean Bosley, be a man. Come on up. Let's talk about it. That's what men do. Men talk about it. You know? Men are inconspicuous. We're conspicuous. We up in your face with it. Come on and be a man, Sean Bosley. Let's talk about it. Bring your boy fucking Orr too, whatever his name is. Bring Andy Orr the fuck on up too. Because every man that's in the street, we ain't got no problems confronting you. Hit the link.
Not lady. All of them. Not just one or two people. A bunch of people came out saying that they had kids there, and that's the authorities care about that. They're like, oh, you don't want us here? Well, we're going to drive on your lawn. So again, the case is now Washington County to charge the officer Ken Potter.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are violating Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50 for obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
When you stop me right.
We hear the chant ACAB, all kinds of bastards. There's still about a few dozen folks that are off in the distance. The police have just cleared up to this area where there's this second apartment building off of the one building that's after their police station. So their police station is back there, behind that house-looking thing. It might be a house, it might be a apartment, I don't know. The police have secured all of that area back in behind that, as well as they're securing all of this area that you see. So if you can see those lights in the distance, those are tons of other authorities' lights that are sitting on the street on the other side of Humboldt. You can see downtown in the distance, the little purple blazing off.
Shout outs to John Tharish.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705 unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior in this first peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, we need to leave the area. Media, leave the area now.
Sean Bosley out, y'all. He can't hang.
This is the third night of protests against police killing of Daunte Wright. We've now pulled up. They've now pulled up two possibly state trooper vehicles. The one on the left is state trooper. I'm not sure what the other one is. We're sort of in the similar territory as we were yesterday, where there's just a lot of police forces that are going to either make their way up this way, or I'm guessing this is a Ren's bus service is with police, well, I'm pretty positive, obviously, if they're like driving that slow. So what people should be aware of is possible another kind of in a way. We heard them say on there, one person got it on the scanner yesterday. They might just be putting all the officers back into the car. They pretty much dispersed a lot of the bus. I mean, now they're just gonna make a way for us. I was gonna say no because it's probably their bus. So we might not see the police go all the way to Pumpkin We'll see. Pumpkin and Clark gas station are right behind us.
Shout outs to Level Wise to see. She just told me Minnesota News Now is live. I tried to play it before. He keeps buffering, going in and out. I'm going to try to hang in there as much as possible because he's part of the community. But if not, I'm going to go back to the other feed.
Moved around the sides, in the back areas. I don't know if you can see it.
Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. Rally for Daunte Wright, who was killed 2 days ago by Kim Potter, police officer. She has now since resigned. And there is, I think I heard that there is talk of charging her.
Resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, disperse to the north. Do it now.
Shout outs Dragon ET. Got another troll in the building, y'all. Alec Regner. Certified troll in the building.
Gentlemen just said there was National Guard
Continue to
back
obstruct,
there,
resist,
back
and or
there,
interfere with peace officers. You will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50.
If you go to our Twitter feed,
process, which will be an additional crime.
just talking openly.
Press and media, disperse to the north. Press and media, disperse to the north.
Keep myself being quiet, let him say it. So, the amount of police is just immaculate. National Guard, sheriffs, police forces, West Central Command. If you go to our Twitter feed, _ninja, you will catch more details, or like more media, I should say. And some of that media, I think we have a clip up that shows some of the staging area that the police had. First of all, I think we have a clip up that shows about 20 National Guard vehicles drive by near the FBI headquarters a little earlier this evening, where a protest was going, and then also the staging ground at Earl Brown Center. Earl Brown, as the person we saw that was arrested, who was speaking to the police, he specifically was saying that Brooklyn Center was founded by a KKK member, and I don't have a lot of that history knowledge of Brooklyn Center, but that's what I keep hearing. So check it out, do your research. Earl Brown, KKK.
Shout outs, Wake Up America.
And some other places here are also just named after different other KKK members. And in general, a lot of places, obviously, in Minnesota and throughout the United States are named after genocide years or very, very avid racists, as many of these cities, streets, schools. Hence the movement to change the name. Obviously with the change the mascot, sort of led by the indigenous folks here in this country, getting mascot names to be changed. Also, people have been focused on changing like Lake Calhoun or Ramsey School. Those have been two pretty big name changes here in the local area. And it's just getting out the racist past, like tearing down the statues in a way. So the front line has now gotten more people. Like more people have come up to this line.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.
I need to check something real quick. Thanks, folks. You are running the back end. Just check the modems are all good. I'm not sure if we're having data connection issues. Apologies. All the equipment says it's working fine.
way, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area, disperse to the north.
What about all the nonsense?
It's a really chilly night here in Brooklyn Center. Snow is coming down. At least, I think it's feels 30 degrees, a little bit less, maybe 25. Snow is not sticking, so I think it's about 34 degrees Fahrenheit. So the real feel in the wind, below 30, below freezing.
Shout outs to Thomas Harhan. Shout outs Grade Night 7777.
Daunte Wright! Daunte Wright!
Shout out Free Church Press. What up, bro? Slightly above average. Actually, it's none of my business what you take. I just need your account in this stream. Shout out to Robbie Up.
Cars in the parking lot are honking in solidarity with the protest. The snow and the remnants some of the remnants of a lot of leaders here. Brooklyn Center. Another looking vehicle.
Stream ended. Let me find something else. Oh, okay, we good.
609-705 Assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota state statutes.
Shout out Wiley Lowe. Got my folks in the stream. Wiley Lowe, what up, bro?
Leave the area.
No, Wiley, I'm not there. I'm just broadcasting it from Unicorn Riot, via Unicorn Riot on YouTube. He's there in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota right now. Hopefully I could be there for the verdict, though. Good night, Renata Williams. Shout outs to the Queen. Let me pause this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. We got somebody that's I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pause it. I'm gonna bring the audio down. We have somebody in the building who is obsessed with the resistance. The name is Slightly Above Average. Slightly Above Average. All my geeks in the building, y'all go ahead and check that name out. Feel free to do what you want with that name. See how far you can go with it. But usually cats like this, you might hit a brick wall. But anyway, Slightly Above Average is obsessed with the resistance. Slightly Above Average. What would you like to know? I'm going to put the link down for you, and you should hit it, and you come on up on StreamYard, and let's confront each other and talk about it. Slightly Above Average, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, all y'all crazy stuff, all the media, no matter all the shit you do, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.5 obstructing the legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. The rally of Daunte Wright. It's the resistance. All information is in the ticker tape.
Media and press, please hear me now and first to the north.
Again, if you're just joining, this is Eagle 3 Right. Thank you, rest of the squad that's doing the back ends. People have been out here for the third night in a row, 3 days in a row since Daunte Wright was killed. He was 20-year-old, killed by police. Tim Potter, Brooklyn Center Police Department, 26-year veteran, as well as training officer and head of the police union. She played a part in sort of covering up Kobe Heiser's murder in 2019. He was murdered by Brooklyn Center Police in his grandma's house after they called for help for him. Kim Potter says she didn't try to kill him. She thought she was driving a taser. She has not been charged. She has resigned. The police chief has resigned. The city manager was fired. And the mayor has taken over the police forces. Yet,
Shout out to Eyes Foot the Law.
protected in her house in Champlin, Minnesota, very, very plush neighborhood and house. She has barricades around it and a fence or fencing around her house and police and a security guard. So she's very, very comfortable sitting in her house and possibly set up to get her pension with resigning. We'll see if charges will happen. Charges are on Washington County to give the charges. and you go to our front page.
Leave the area dispersed to the north.
You scroll down on the front page, you'll see a family is against police violence. Yeah, I found him. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. The family is searching for police accountability. The article.
Leave the area now. Dispersed to the north.
Looking at the article, the bottom of the article is a video of Philippi police, and one of the stories, I believe, is Daunte Wright. You don't have to. You can do it later. But I'm also live. You don't have to do it now. We can do it later. Okay, yeah. So did you want to know? I'm hear you. Yeah. They have National Guard, the signs up here. Try to get you another view of one of them. Again, apologies for the inability for me to zoom in very well. The screen is upside down. We're going to get that fixed tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. This is Nico from Miracle Fire. Thank you on the back end. We are a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to bringing contact to social and environmental struggles. We're here live in Brooklyn Center.
Lawful behavior and disperse peaceably will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with police officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Shout outs Regina Madison, Oregon Road.
Disperse to the north.
Shout outs Oregon Road.
Leave the area disperse to the north.
This is likely a cattle situation soon. Since the police have not moved up very much down this block, it's It's a wonder what exactly they have staged back here. We see officers or National Guardsmen on the left side of these houses. So do not know where the staging is for the police at this moment. But people are talking about staying. Staying awake. People built a fire right here. Police are arresting for us, it looks like. Or pushing them down at least. Now they're pulling people out of cars.
Pulling people out of cars, y'all.
So we'll see how far. If the police start their line right here or what? Should be safe from here, but there's still more sheriff cars, so I'm not sure. A lot of arrests. Oops, I'm sorry.
Shout out Semper Fi Patriot.
A very large police force. Just came to the other side, as we were sort of expecting. Everybody sort of expected it. People were talking about it. Didn't seem like they had a watcher on the side that was like relaying the information, saying that it was about to happen, but people were pretty prepared. Apologies for not getting the best shots getting out of there.
Shout outs Lone Wolf Audits. Lone Wolf Audit News, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, bro?
Orders for press. I'm sure that I would have been arrested at this point, and I was trying to continue to document, although we did miss a lot of the documentation of some of those arrests happening. They're walking this person out, so maybe I would have been okay. They're just saying you're supposed to be following special orders. I said I'm doing my job as press. We covered the story. He said, well, that doesn't. If you're stuck in with the protesters, you're going to be targeted. You could be arrested. I said, hey, I'm doing my job.
Then we're moving on to a waiting bus where they'll hold them to the jail process. We are going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more coverage of the.
So yeah, you heard a media man just say he was able to get out. The police allowed him to get out. They have a line here. It's very cold out here again. Like, you gotta wear gloves type weather. So again, what you just witnessed was it was a rush, sort of a forced kettle rush. Dang, I could have stayed in there too. It was like I'm walking a couple other people out. I apologize. Anyways, it is what it is. We got out of it. We could have been in it and then gotten out, but hey. Like they maybe let another couple folks out here. It looks like media people as well. So the troopers had held their line for a long time. They waited for backup to arrive to both sides, flank the area, push in. For some reason, they allowed the opening for a lot of people to get out. I don't know if it was on purpose, but a lot of people were able to escape the kettle, even in their cars. But there's also those cars that were not able to escape. Yesterday we saw that there was 40 arrests officially, they said. A lot of the people got cited and released. Cited for unlawful assembly or curfew violation. Very loud noise from this new Verizon building. I don't think anybody broke into it. Again, very large police force. Huh? No. There was smash in the car? Like breaking the windows to get people out or what? Police were smashing cars, or authorities were smashing some of the car windows to get people out. Another view. Oh, we'll see what's going on with these guys. Looks like they're gonna push this crowd further. So nothing but media over here, pretty much. Here comes National Guard with shields.
Reaction from the vaccine is 1 in a million.
But now the CDC says that if you get that shot more than a month ago, your risk is pretty low. But if you a
For the sake of the community.
the FDA and CDC are advising a pause on Johnson.
Ticket tape at the bottom says police makes arrest at Daunte Wright protest. I thought they was talking about it. I'll go back to it to check out.
Appears about 25 press members. I don't think any protesters are left over here. Could be though.
Shout outs to Karen Cantanello.
Again, we're here live in Brooklyn Center. This is Nico from Unicorn Ride. Unicorn Ride is a 501c3 educational nonprofit organization. We do more than just live stream. We do investigations, documentaries, trial coverage with the Shogun trial. That's all.
Shout out Channel 3.
It's out on the internet, unicornride.ninja. Check out our Twitter feed, UR_ninja, Facebook and YouTube. Looks like they might be walking. No, those are other National Guard members. Again, Kim Potter is uh, Kim Potter is a police officer who killed Daunte Wright. She was 26-year vet. She had been a police officer longer than Daunte Wright had been alive. There's National Guardsmen in this truck. The third day of protest for Daunte Wright. Again, Kim Potter, as I was saying, she's a 26-year vet from Brooklyn Center Police Department, and she's also a training officer. She is the officer that. Okay. Right, hold on one second. All right. Yeah, it's just rough. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we go. All this happened, now the screen flips, and now I can see what I'm doing. It's a whole new world now. So here in the back distance area is a bunch of police and other authority figures, and they have buses. So they might continue to hold your line here, but this officer in the middle is walking and talking to every single person. So he's giving them some kind of order. I'm not positive what the order is at this point. The officers are, that is with the person with the flashlight right there, that is the shooter. I call him a shooter because he has a gun with 40mm marker rounds and other such less lethal, quote unquote, munitions that the police have been shooting. Here in Brooklyn Center, I think it might be time for curfew at this point. It might be 10 o'clock. No, it's 11 o'clock. That's where I just heard the curfew signal. think one of the neighborhood reporter has two folks. The gentleman from neighborhood reporter was, I think, detained for a while, or had to be split up from the other partner of neighborhood reporter. But I think they're getting back together hopefully in a minute. After being departed from the mad police rush that happened. And we're sort of just at this point of nothingness, where we sort of were before the police ran at everybody. The crowd had sort of matriculated a little bit deeper when police hadn't made their move, or the troopers hadn't made their move. And so what you saw just about 10-15 minutes ago was the police making their move along with the coordination of other officers moving on this block, 69th, I believe. The guardsmen who were over here on their mission to go forward up the block are just standing there. There's nothing really to do. It's very much overkill, if you ask me. There was a very low amount of people, a lot of press. There's probably about 30 more people that have matriculated during the time that the police hadn't made their further moves. And then they kettled everybody. They did allow some to get out.
Instances where either the when I'm saying maybe the fence was rattled or maybe someone tried to breach the fence or someone doing a firecracker or something to that effect. In fact, we did have some bubbles and a few bricks that was thrown at our police officers. But for the most part, it's been, we know that all the time we will have those who come with intentions to do something unpeaceful protest. So we have to but at the end, I think, again, maybe 45 minutes ago or so, we had up to that point, maybe 30 to 40 arrests at that time. I don't know the most recent count, but primarily those arrests came to either one not abiding by the curfew, or either there was something looting or something that was going on that caused that arrest. We tried to keep those things down. I don't have any information that I don't recall anyone being hurt as far as officers are concerned or residents or people there. We haven't received any responses or anything to that effect. And it's fairly calming down at this point, as you can see on there. Hopefully people are going to be able to go home and do that in a peaceful and in a safe way.
Mr. Edwards, can you do us a favor and clarify, was there an 8 o'clock curfew in Brooklyn Center, or was it at 10 o'clock? We've been getting conflicting reports as to when there was an official curfew in Brooklyn Center tonight.
Sure. If it was 10 o'clock, there was some information out there that it may be at 8 o'clock, and then I'm not sure where that might have come from, but I know that we put out a press release for 10 o'clock, so I can't really speak to the 8 o'clock. But our official curfew is 10 o'clock. I anticipate that we may have that same thing at 10 o'clock tomorrow. That's not official, but we do at least are planning for it, anticipate.
And I just want to make clear to our viewers, we've been rolling video from earlier in the night. As you said, Mr. Edwards, it does appear that things are calming down and quieting down, but there's still a very, very large law enforcement presence in your city tonight. Can you let people who live in Brooklyn Center know what they can expect tonight for the rest of the night as far as their city being patrolled and how much law enforcement will be out on the streets?
Sure, our police officers will be patrolling our streets. The assistance from other jurisdictions in Columbus City, as well as Kennesaw County and State, they will,
Only three
they
on
will
the east
they
side,
will
maybe
lead
two on the side and one on the
the
back of
same
the
type
door.
of presence
Didn't
all
fill
night
out the
throughout the entire
sidewalk.
city. We do have, but they would go through the curfew
They now
until
pretty much heavily
6 a.m.
fortified
And then
this
they would
corner.
and then
Then
they
there's
put
gonna
your
security
security curfew tomorrow.
for a few hours,
Come back,
I guess,
and
and
then
then
they'll
release the area back
they
to the
still
residents
they
who live here.
residents one feels safe to know that they're police.
There was not a lot going on tonight. There was small projectiles going at officers and some other people who were ready to defend themselves with umbrellas and shields.
They will feel that job
Munitions.
Considering what we've seen here tonight, would the city of Brooklyn Center consider an earlier curfew?
If the curfew was part of a conversation, a part of a coordination with jurisdictions or other cities throughout the metro area, whether or not they be St. Paul, Minneapolis, a couple other cities. So
There
we
was a lot
did
of
try to
police
coordinate that,
action
and
tonight.
primarily that to prevent a resident or people from traveling from one community to another, one city to another, and have this sense of consistency or continuity. It's not always the case, not always possible that everyone can be on the same page. There's one jurisdiction that had an election that had concerns related to not discouraging people from voting because they had some issues related to elections. So there are different events. Not every jurisdiction is seeing the same level of protesters as we are in Brooklyn Center. So ours was a little different than some others. But there was intent to do earlier, such as 8 o'clock, but we moved that back. We also want to provide adequate time to really, one, allow people to demonstrate, to voice their anger or their frustration or their fears, and to really voice that, but also that we have adequate time to let them know on several occasions and repeat that come 10 o'clock, curfew will go into effect and you need to disperse by then. So we try to provide a balance of providing space for people to safely protest, but also to go home safely.
Well, I would love to know your thoughts, Mr. Edwards. This is your town, this is your city. It's been an emotional last few days. Are there any thoughts you want to share with, your fellow citizens who live in Brooklyn Center tonight?
Absolutely. First and foremost,
Shout out SG Assisted Living.
there is never anything more difficult and devastating than the loss of a life. And for a mother or father to lose a child, I have a 23-year-old son, I have an 11-year-old son, and should something would happen to them, it would be devastating, and it seemed like life would actually stop. So our entire community, the city of Brooklyn Center, including the city staff, the police department, all our hearts go out to the right family. So if nothing else, we wrap our hearts and our arms around that family and let them know that we are there with them in spirit, but also for our residents to know that we are doing what we can to ensure that that we are acting in a way that's accountable and that we're transparent, and we want to address any type of issues that happen within the city where there's a death. We want to make sure we'll address that, but we will also keep them safe, and we don't want our businesses being looted or being destroyed because we need our businesses in our community to help our local community thrive. So we need our residents, we need our people to be safe, we need our businesses, we need them to be open and to provide the services to which they do. That's how we have a quality of life within the city of Brooklyn Center.
Well, Mr. Edwards, we sure appreciate your time tonight. We know you have a big job, and we would love to check in with you again in the coming days. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, and we'll do that.
All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Let's check back in with Steve Jefferson. Last time we checked in, he was at 70th and Humboldt, and I think he's there again. Steve, can you hear
A lot of
us?
violence by the police. There's been
Yes,
some
I can
projectiles
hear you.
that
Can you
have
hear
been
me okay? Yes, we can. Go ahead.
in the past.
Okay, so for this fire, we just had several National Guard troops just moved in.
Then when we walked up, they just got shown the lights right away, and then we just walked out. We're here on 69th Avenue. This is the scene of 69th Ave. I'm not sure direction which way we are at this point, but The police
They
station
left the
is
area. I want to step out of the way and do a look at this fire. I did see some sparks, so this may have been started with fireworks. So just a few minutes ago, it looks like when I saw some fireworks go off inside the fire itself. And right now, the National Guard, they surrounded it. There may be at least one vehicle that damaged in this fire, especially from the heat, because this type of fire just illuminates a lot of heat. And the car windows. I think I probably heard a couple of car windows break as well. There are still people out despite the curfew, and now we have some of the some of the National Guards moving back down towards 69. They do have lights up there at the intersection where you can see here. This is where they basically have staged. I'm not sure if the plan is to move this way as well. At this particular intersection, there are apartment complexes on both sides of the street, and again, people are just standing around despite the curfew and not going home. When we were down at 69, they basically started flashing a very bright light at us. They knew we were pressed, so they asked us to move. And as you know, under Operation Safety Net, we agreed as media to obey the officers' commands when they asked us to leave the area because they're looking out for our safety as well. This could go on for several more hours, especially if we have things like fire just getting started. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Steve, thanks so much for your reporting. We appreciate it very much.
So the third night of protests after the deadly shooting of Daunte Wright in Brooklyn Center, 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, by Brooklyn Park police officer Kimberly Potter, who has since resigned, as has the police chief in that city. We know that the National Guard and several law enforcement agencies have been activated here in anticipation of a verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial, which is happening just miles away. They did not anticipate being activated earlier than the verdict being read. And so, once again, we here in the Twin Cities and across the state of Minnesota are watching Minnesota National Guard vehicles rolling down our highways in large numbers. We are watching community members facing off with police officers. We know a lot of us are watching this with on edge, and there's a lot of tension around the Twin Cities tonight. We're going to do our best to get answers for you and to cover it in a fair way and in a way that can help us all understand what's going on here in our community.
We should also point out that we are expecting that Washington County will be announcing something tomorrow on charges on the former officer, Kim Potter. So we'll be looking for that tomorrow as well. We want to say thank you for watching. We do appreciate it. We're going to say goodbye for tonight. We will see you tomorrow. Make sure you tune in to Sunrise and all of our digital platforms for updates throughout the night and into tomorrow. Thank you.
really distracted by the police lights flashing and some of the people that are in the periphery. So, back to the point. Can't remember what it exactly was, but we'll go back to talking about the field force training manuals. The field force training manuals are available on our website, uniformride.ninja. And they have a lot of information as to how these folks get trained. We were talking about the Line 3 training a minute ago. Line 3, DNR and the state troopers combined for Operation Northern Lights Task Force. It was a Northern Lights Task Force. They all trained together along with northern Minnesota counties, sheriff departments, and whatnot. They trained together to combat the resistance to Line 3 pipeline, which is tar sands oil pipeline that's getting put through northern Minnesota sort of as we speak. Construction sort of on hold for, I think, another 2 months because of the seasons changed and it's not right for them to work underground or whatnot. There's a delayed period. So the reason why I bring that up is because, again, we were able to find out information from FOIA requests of Operation Northern Lights, or of the Northern Lights Task Force. We've had a lot of extensive coverage on Line 3 resistance. You probably go to our website, you can check that out. You can check it out on the front page. If you go down a little bit and go to Line 3 resistance, that's sort of a landing page for a lot of the articles. Again, it's related in the sense that the police interaction with the community, as we were talking about with Daunte Wright, after he got murdered,
the police's interaction with their community was to meet with them with violence and to not talk to them. So as we were talking about as well with the George Floyd uprising. After the George Floyd uprising started, within the first week, the police started to create this new plan, or within, very recent time after the George Floyd uprising started, the police created Operation Safety Net. I think it's in its third or fourth phase. Yeah, third phase, excuse me. I think there's 4 phases. The 4th phase is then leaving. So the 3rd phase is exercising maximum. I could be wrong. I'm talking about this on the fly without doing the quick research real quick. But this is from off my head, and I think this is right. I think there was 4 phases of Operation Safety Net. The 4th phase is them leaving. The 3rd phase is probably what they just activated very recently. I think yesterday or the day before, and then they were supposedly going to activate 3rd phase, which is
Shout outs to Fox on the Run.
showing a huge police force when the verdict of the George Floyd, when the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial is going to be announced. And so basically we're now in the 3rd phase where it's a very large police presence. Right now they're focused out here in Brooklyn Center. They're all across sort of the West Metro and Minneapolis. St. Paul was hit with a curfew. I think they have other police forces as well out in St. Paul. From my understanding, there was going to be 1,000 to 3,000 National Guard that were sent into the cities to be stationed in front of government installations and other corporate institutions. We saw them on our way in various spots. They were on Lake Street, 31st, by TCF Bank, protecting that. I'm not really sure if they're protecting it or what. But it seems like they're just like put in locations where they can protect businesses at this point. Yesterday or the day before, they were uptown, protecting a lot of businesses uptown. Or I shouldn't say protecting, but sitting in front of the businesses. And so it looks like they're stationed, the National Guard has been stationed to protect the private interests of the corporations. And so that's basically what it is. So folks, locals getting pictures. Sorry, bro. Forgot my light was on. Some locals getting pictures. Why they kill him? You want to talk? I'm live right now.
Hey man, we out here, man. We just wondering. Yeah. And we just wondering why they do it. We're just curious on why they do it. It don't make no damn sense. What is it? If I'm filming, we just curious why they do it. Why y'all do it?
That's for the 412, man. They bogus as hell.
Man, fuck till they kill my cousin, man. Fuck that fat ass nigga. Fuck that little short ass nigga. Fuck all these niggas. Fuck National Guard. I'll fall down.
It's not even just why do they do it. It's why do they keep getting away with the shit. This shit keep why they keep doing this shit and they keep on thinking that it's all cool and it's not cool at all. Like what they're doing, they need to be held accountable. Shut the fuck up. Each and every person this is real shit though. Each and every person needs to be held accountable. All of you guys, y'all know this shit is wrong. If y'all stand for this, fuck y'all. Some of y'all, not all of y'all like that, but for the ones that ain't, fuck y'all.
Small group of folks just took off as the police move forward. Very menacing looking officers standing there with their guns.
we were able to hear from the local folks right there real quick. They actually didn't run away. They just ran a little bit. So again, as the police were clearing this area, they took a lot of cars because a lot of people were trying to leave in their cars. The police actually smashed out windows of cars. I did not see that. I heard it. I do not know verification if that happened, but it sounds like something that would happen based on past experience of police interactions during these times of protest. And now you see Cardinal tow truck repair, or tow truck, two of them have pulled up to get some of the cars that were where people were arrested from or detained from. So Cardinal's working with, or that I don't know if they're working with, but they're here to pick up the vehicles. Quick recap. If you're just joining, this is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Thank you, Chris, for running the back end, and for other folks in the UR for helping out, Dan and other folks. We do have continuing ongoing children trial coverage that happens in the morning, 8 or 9 a.m. every single day. Continue to follow that. Continue to follow our work at unicornriot.ninja, Twitter, UR_ninja, Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo, as well as Instagram, unicorn.riot. We will be continuing to try to bring you the happenings here in Minneapolis area, as well as others across the globe. Check out our website for a new report from Brazil. And we'll have some other new reports about Daunte Wright and the situation, the ongoing situation here in Brooklyn Center area upcoming. So continue to follow our work. We're going to take the stream down. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, all of you all, for continuing to share our work, donating to us, because that's the only way we are able to operate. We are a 501c3 educational nonprofit. One second. Take the mic out of my ear. We are educational, not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as though they're wrapping up over there. I'm going to keep a lookout on what's going on. I'm going to stay up to date with what's going on with this situation. If anything arises, I'll be back as well. My apologies for not being out there to actually, broadcast this live. Hopefully I could be at the verdict. That's my plans. Nothing's etched in stone, but hopefully I could be there at the verdict. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Wake Up America, Dragon ET, Fox on the Run, OG Perfect Sense, Kevin Braniarski, Lone Wolf Audit News, Level Wise to See, Mike Jones, Gray Knight 7777, Jack Grinder, I appreciate y'all. Who else we had in here? Wow. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. I always do. So hopefully I could bring y'all something soon. Like I said, I'm going to stay up to date with this. I'm going to keep y'all up to date with the Daunte Wright story, as far as the rally and everything else that comes with it. It's the resistance. Holla at y'all.
very psychological thing that's happening here.